Welcome to the Hot Tub Podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm Chris.
I'm Xander.
I'm Andy.
I'm Cody.
And today, I just wanted to start the Hot Tub Podcast by saying, how is everybody today? I would say, it's allergy season. My nose is pretty stuffed up, but sorry if you don't like that kind of quality on the mic. But thanks, Ender, for displaying it.
Sorry,
But,
I'm saying.
anyways,
Are allergies weird?
what?
Isn't that weird? Like allergies. Like,
Allergies, yeah.
Isn't that like weird? Like some people have allergies to something and other people don't, and it'll be like seafood. Like it's just like some
It's
people
weird.
like can die from eating that, while other people's are perfectly fine. And it's like, what about like what difference?
Do you think it's a flaw in evolution?
I think
I think
the different breeding between all of the humans in the world really kind of has defects can
allergies be genetic?
Yeah,
Because
allergies are genetic.
I personally
my
think we
mom
should weed out the allergy
is allergic
people.
to seafood, but I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I guess because I got my dad's genes for that part, because he's not.
because my mom's allergic to grass and allergic to and Reba, my aunt, is allergic to seafood, and I am
It's
too.
like, and okay, another thing is, you know how people can die from being allergic to bees because if they get a bee sting, but how do they find out that they're allergic to bees unless they get stung by one? Like
that's how you figure it out.
You get blood drawn. That's how I found out I
Oh.
was allergic to wheat and peanuts.
you're.
I'm allergic to wheat and peanuts, but they're both super duper mild allergies.
Oh, because I was thinking about that, and I was like, how do people find out they're allergic unless they die?
Yeah.
Obviously they wouldn't die, but to find out.
Before you go into like shock.
Yeah. So, that was just what was on my mind with allergies.
Yeah, allergies are crazy. I would have to say, with the reproduction rate of every human on the world with different, there's everything, everybody's different.
Yeah.
So,
What are some odd allergies that you people have heard? Like, what's something that you've never heard someone be allergic to? I've never heard someone be allergic to meat.
I never heard. Isn't it true that you could be allergic to the sun?
Yes.
Yeah, that
You
was
can be
the
allergic
weirdest
to the
one.
sun, and you can be allergic to water.
But
What
there
about-
is some weird
Oh
phobias.
yeah, that one's weird. But electricity too, or is that only in that one show?
Allergic to electricity? I mean, I
Yeah.
think everybody's allergic to electricity.
I think that's...
No, I mean like technology. Sorry, like electricity. Like you couldn't have any phones or.
Well, if you're born like thinking that you are allergic to this thing, then you can actually just see the symptoms in yourself just because your body's like, oh, I'm allergic to this.
What's the definition of allergic? Is it something that causes a reaction? Because that could
something
be a lot of things.
Something that causes an allergic reaction.
But what would be qualified
I
as an
think-
allergic reaction? Because
Swelling up. hives.
does it have to be a biological problem?
What do you mean?
Because you could say that I'm allergic to working because I don't like it and it releases sweat and I don't feel comfortable with that. Would
Yeah,
that
but
be technically
sweat's
allergic?
a
Because
normal
it's
thing.
biological reaction.
Allergic reaction would be like hives or swelling.
There'd be swelling
Where?
on the job.
Wait.
Depends on the job.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Am I wrong? I could be allergic to work.
I don't know. I don't think it really works
don't
like
think
that.
it works
I don't
like
think that
that.
counts as an allergy.
Swelling on the body that is not natural in
My
the
ankles
normal
get
day.
crazy.
Well, it's
They're
not,
not
that
it's
kind
not,
of
it's
swelling.
not natural in the normal day. So if you're in your normal day, you walk a lot, just like in your work, then you will have that natural swelling. But in other cases, then
Are you arguing that the inconsistency?
yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm allergic to eggs, but I eat them every day.
I'm allergic to wheat and peanut butter, but I eat wheat every day.
Yeah, see?
Well,
So-
but-
there's a range of
Yeah,
like
so
people
it's-
could be deathly
it's
allergic or
zero-
just mildly.
It's
like,
0 to 6.
Yeah.
So, 1 is like you basically show no symptoms other than like I don't know what
I'd
that
say
one would
I'm
be.
level
Diarrhea.
6 allergic to...
No.
I'd say I'm level 6 allergic to lightning.
That's just
No, then there's like level 2,
Death.
which is like stomach aches and stuff like that. Level 3 is like I don't know, like some kind of gastrointestinal thing. And then 4 is when you start getting like hives and rashes and stuff. 5 is hives, rashes, and I think your throat starts swelling or something like that. And then 6 is like you're dead within 10 minutes.
Well, I think I still have a point.
I don't.
Everything
I
could
don't
technically be qualified as
Cody, you're
No.
gonna get slapped by the man.
Well, I kind of wanted to talk about like
Phobias?
I guess phobias. Yeah, let's talk about phobias. Phobias are crazy.
Claustrophobia.
I was actually researching a little bit about phobias, like mostly on like one, how they are caused, and 2, how they can be like helped or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because I was looking mostly up like bug or insect phobias because I kind of feel like I have it because I get well, not just spiders though. I get super like unreasonably scared every time there's pretty much like earwigs, like spiders. There's some bugs that don't bug me. but there are a lot
Like
that do.
ladybugs. They're
Yeah,
pretty
ladybugs
chill.
are chill. But
Can
But like
ladybugs
the
bite?
crazy
so
ones, the
I
ones
searched,
with the weird.
I searched it up, and I was like, why, you know?
Yeah.
And it said that possible causes of phobias like that could be past trauma, which I don't think I really have had. Except
I think
for,
you just maybe the media, aka like
Well, in my
movies and stuff like that
psychology
look
class,
scary.
we discussed that past trauma could be brought up in multiple ways. You could have saw a spider on TV and was like, "Oh, that's creepy."
yeah.
Like, I had a bad experience with that because you don't have to have a direct response.
Especially with us and the technology that was on the like media,
Uh-huh.
we'd watch it all the time, and
And-
then our first take was sometimes could be the media because we didn't experience life that long before like TV.
But like
and
the
stuff.
reason that you're scared of more than one insect is because they have similarities. Like,
Yeah, it was
think
called,
about how. What?
I was saying when I looked up like the fear of like multiple bugs, it was called entomophobia or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, is for the fear of one or more different, bugs.
Yeah, but like you're not scared of roly-polies or
No.
or like freaking.
That's weird how the
ladybugs.
brain does that. Speaking of the brain, what do you guys have topics on the brain?
Well, I just wanted to say one more thing about
All right,
the phobia
yeah,
thing.
no, go
Well, there
ahead.
was also the treatment, and one of them, which is my dad has been saying, is increasing exposure to
Yeah,
your
that's-
phobia.
That's
Yeah.
called.
And
because you kind of lose.
it's called
the brain
exposure
loses-
therapy, actually, in
Yeah.
psychology.
And my dad was like, yeah, I used to sleep on my stomach because I had a fear of being stabbed, and then he got stabbed. And then he was able to sleep on his back because he didn't have the fear of it anymore.
That's kind of crazy.
And he's like, so now we just need to do that to you, except with spiders. Like,
We need to stab you with a spider.
no, but like,
Or
and I-
they would. People would. There's also where people would bring you the exposure, like through a picture, and then you go up to the next level
Or you can
and
do that.
get rewarded.
Yeah.
So you see a picture, right? It's scary.
Pictures
But once
don't
you,
bug
once
me
you
as
get
much.
bug, pun intended, but once you have enough exposure to one form of the
Phobia.
phobia is gonna make you go to the next one, and then so like you see a picture, yeah, and then you see them in a box far away, yeah, and then you
Ooh, turn that off.
Or you can do phobia therapy.
Sorry, guys. It looks like the hot tub decided to make a smooth jazz. That's louder.
I don't know if you can turn it on.
Or you can do the VR.
It has to
the
circulate.
filter.
It has to.
Or you can do the VR phobia therapy
All right.
where they have you sit in a chair
All right, we could just
in the.
Slight inconvenience. The jet's turned on.
But
and
you know what? We were just thinking, it's a hot tub podcast. Where would you be without a little bit of hot tub sounds?
that's very true.
We're hot
So,
tub ASMR.
what were we talking about?
I think we were talking about phobias.
We were talking about
You had
how-
an initial thought?
Oh yeah. No.
oh
Wait.
I can tell you where we left off.
Where do we leave off?
We left off on how Ender was talking about how people in the military do the VR exposure therapy where they go into the battlefield in VR to kind of get over the PTSD that they did, or like relive the PTSD so it gets worse, so it doesn't get any worse. Just lessons and lessons, because you get used to the situation and you realize that you can save that guy.
Yeah. Which is very, like, it's very cool that VR is actually able to help out people with, like, medical problems nowadays.
Yeah, it's not just for
Like games or anything. It can actually help people with, like, their phobias and, or, like,
I think
uh,
there's good
PTSD.
games for the brain and there's bad games for the brain.
So,
What's an example of that?
Well, hold on.
I would think.
following the topic of VR, I was watching this video the other day, and there's this thing called like VR Room or something like that. You can get VRs for like You can get VRs for like $400, I think, for the cheaper ones, like $300 to $400. And this guy was using this really cheap one with VR Room, and literally like made his room inside the VR thing to be scaled. So like he can walk over to the couch in VR, sit down, and because it tracks so well, he's actually sitting on the couch
That's
in VR.
cool.
So he had his exact room set up, which allowed him to like just use his computer, but sitting down in a VR thing. So it's like more immersive.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Fire.
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 So I just think it's crazy that that kind of shit has gone this far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you can literally like, we're getting closer and closer to like
The Matrix.
No,
like,
like Ready Player One, how they're all just constant all day, just in the VR thing.
yeah. So like that, and what's the name of that? Not Ready Player One. Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online.
Yeah, that one. So it's kind of like that, where you're like, you can be locked into a straight virtual world, but it's only a matter of time before you don't even need controllers anymore. And it's just like all completely
It's only a matter
virtual.
of time until your actual consciousness is just in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think about.
Which is sick, but also kind of scary.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because like imagine if you're like locked in, say at some point when they're able to like connect it to your brain or whatever, however the fuck they do that.
Like the Matrix.
Halloween's so much scarier.
Yeah, no, but like imagine,
Decoders.
no, imagine like getting hacked or something, or like getting a virus.
Oh.
And
yeah.
you're like straight locked in VR mode for forever, and because it's connected to your brain, you can't like log off. or
Yeah, your
anything.
parents can't even just like pull it off.
Black
You
Mirror
know,
episode kind of like that.
And even if your parents tried to like,
There's
pull
actually
you
a
out of it,
video
you would
game
die.
that I was recently playing. Never got the end of it. But in Soma, the game, you didn't. The guy didn't, or people didn't even realize that they were robots. They thought they were humans.
Yeah.
But they were just downloading consciousness to go to the bottom of the ocean and learn. And it was weird because the person that you were playing thought he was sick and he just like got this cure, but really he went in like 2,000 years forward in the future, and he just was the newest version of human consciousness.
It's crazy.
I was just thinking, like, even if we had a downloadable consciousness, would we even think it's humane to put our personality and our human through trauma if we could?
yeah, I think so.
Do you think it would be cool or not cool to be able to download someone's personality and put it onto a robot in the future?
I think
Do you
not
think
cool.
that you should let them go?
I think
I don't. I know everyone talks about how immortality is great, and but sometimes it's if you think about it, it's not that great. You see,
You get major depressed.
I think
Yeah.
even if literally everyone on the earth was immortal, it would still kind of suck. Because there's the thing where if you're just immortal, then you see your loved ones die. But if everyone's immortal, it gets boring. and you're like, and then you're
And it's
almost
just always
you're
been
almost
popular.
just you almost start to wait for your death, but then you're like, wait, but that's never gonna happen.
You're
you know?
immortal.
I think that's
Yeah,
I think it's like a good thing to think about, like in the moment. But as soon as you do it, you'll actually regret it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
imagine the amount of problems, like, for our lifespan, we run into a lot of problems, right? So, like, relationships go to shit and everything. So imagine you're, like, 50 years old, or, like, I don't know, very, very late age. Most people don't live that long, so you never know, like, that could be life ruining because you might run into even worse problems than you did. Which is fucking nuts. Plus, if you're immortal, doesn't that mean that you can basically be out in space, right? It's because you never die.
Yeah.
So imagine, like, if you're immortal, you live as long as it takes for the Earth to die.
Yeah.
And then you're literally just floating around in space.
Nah, bro. I'd pull the power off button. I'd turn myself off.
I think the world would be a better place if no, that would not be a better place. I was just thinking, what if you could never die from old age, but you could die from like,
Anything else?
yeah, you're like, you could die,
That
but
would
you just can't die from old age.
That would not work. It would basically just be a little.
We'd have to die at some point. Like we'd
Yeah.
have to kill each other.
If
Yeah.
you had the choice of, if you didn't want to, if you have the choice of setting the age you die versus setting the accomplishments you want to finish before you die, which one would you do?
Accomplishment.
I think.
Yeah.
You can make one of the accomplishments live until 100, dude.
Yeah, but like, but you could be like, hey,
bro.
I want to have a happy family, and I want to like meet my grandkids and stuff,
Yeah.
and I want like the top things. You can have like 3 top things that you want to accomplish before you die, or you could set the age of what you die.
I think I would go with age, because
Yeah.
if I were to go for accomplishments, there would just be too many. Because as soon as you start like going with an accomplishment, and as soon as you reach it, you might not want to like die after that accomplishment.
Well, what
Because
if you want the accomplishment, right? But you want to live you could live forever if you just don't finish this accomplishment.
yeah, but like, what if it's nagging you? Like, if you were like at a certain age, and then you're just like, I want to do this thing. Like, I want to learn guitar. Okay.
Wait, so you have to complete those accomplishments in order
Before
to
you
die?
die.
Are they vague or super specific?
You can make them as specific or vague as you want them to.
That's crazy.
You could be
It's
like, finish a load
become a
of dishes.
rock star.
I want to live
Yeah.
999
Don't do
years.
it. But you could die, like, depending on what people think of you. You could be a rock star for a small group and die. You gotta be more specific than you could be like, be a rock star for over 10
Be a
million.
rock star for U.S. for the whole
Accomplishment number 1: live until I die. Accomplishment, like, just be as vague as humanly possible. Trick the system.
Yeah, but what happens when you want to die?
USA. Say, hey, can I
Well,
die?
you said live until I die, so then you can just shoot yourself, right? Because that's technically dying. So you lived until you died.
Be immortal until I am flipped pain.
Dude,
Wait.
so terrible.
Be immortal until what?
I inflict pain.
That's crazy. Imagine that. You like, somebody comes up to stab you, you're immortal, you just stand there like, you fool. And then just one day you randomly like, yeah, I'm gonna kill myself today.
Yeah, it's tough to end it.
Some
Like-
guy just like tries to stab you. You're just like, don't worry, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, that's
What if you weren't specific enough, and then you end up not being able to use any tools, so you have to kill yourself with your bare hands?
choke
It
yourself.
is what it is. I'm dead either way.
It is what it
If I
is.
want it bad enough, I'm gonna have it.
I'm gonna take it
I'm
from
not
you.
gonna take it, bro.
All right. Back to my stuff. Back to my question. You know, the human brain. How do you think it? What's a good, healthy way to make your brain healthy?
Oh.
The health of the brain.
Probably fix your diet. That's how you become most.
Fixing the diet, maybe.
Diet.
I think it's a lot of things, but
There's multiple things you could do.
do
You could
think-
read
What do you
more.
think is the best way?
diet.
The diet
I think sleep.
Diet is the key to almost everything, like physical, mental, like.
If you
all-
get too much sleep,
Be
you can
honest,
become
be
unhappy.
Yeah.
Oh,
also sleep.
I
yes.
think
Sleep is another big.
I think
part.
getting everything that like happens to you off of your chest because
Well, that's more like.
So,
if
like,
you said
anxiety.
diet, because you can't just say
We're
diet
talking about
and
one
then,
specific thing.
Well, if you're trying to be healthy
Stimulation.
to your brain, if you're just depressed because you're like, I killed somebody, and you just diet, it's not going to be like, huh,
No,
I don't
it's
think
not
I killed
No,
someone.
one,
It's
I
an
think
cocaine.
for brain
I'm just
health,
kidding.
I think stimulants. Anything that keeps your brain busy. That's
No, because you won't always feel like that.
Yeah.
The thing
just
about diet
it'll-
is
no, but
increasingly
stimulation. Something that your brain enjoys gives you dopamine and serotonin. That's
you
important.
mean stuff that makes you happy?
So just
yeah.
happy.
So like,
hobbies
but-
and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like hobbies, games, activities, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anything stimulating to the brain is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something-
it keeps yourself busy.
Because if you don't have anything like no stimulant, then
But
that's
if you have
when
no
everything.
motivation, like there's a lot of things that give you more motivation and memory and like just overall
That's sleep.
more cognitive ability. It's sleep and
Sleep, eating,
correctly.
meditation is
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
one.
meditation.
That's a good.
Uh,
a lot of mental stability.
Brain games, you know, or
Ooh.
like brain exercises.
I heard Andrew told me this, or some Cody told me this, or something.
People
But
that play Nintendo
Yeah,
have
people-
a better memory. What like old people
Yeah.
when they play Nintendo, your brain is more active when you're older, so you're less
Is that what you were
susceptible to
gonna
Alzheimer's.
that's why you play. That's why you play a lot of Smash Bros.
There was this like thing reported on the news where there was this old guy that was like very like old, but he had
Yeah, like
he had,
20.
he had very good reflexes because he was like I keep my reflexes sharp by playing Dark Souls.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Like
I think-
because you have to be able to predict stuff, you have to be able to like know how to get all the inputs. So I think that's a good way to keep yourself fine. But I'd still say get everything off your chest because if you just keep
So that's for
piling,
like
then
more
you'll
like
die.
that's not like, you know, brain health as in like
I mean, like
that's
mental
mental
health.
health, which is your brain.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm
like-
kind of talking about like a healthier brain
like, look,
altogether, and I guess
We
that's
could go down all the way down to it, and I could be like drink water.
oh yeah, that's another good one we forgot.
Because because there's a ton of things that you can do to start being happier, and that's why there's so many people that try it out. But you could walking just in the beginning to your athletic journeys. Like walking definitely makes you happier, makes you feel better. You always feel better after the walks, and then you could eat better. Obviously, it gives you more motivation. You're obviously happier, and you're less tired. But the things that will make you the least tired, if that doesn't make sense. The thing that will make you least tired would be sleeping correctly.
Yeah.
You know,
I think back to mental health. We can start talking about that.
well, I just want to say it's interesting because I've heard about this stuff. Talked about this topic for many times, but it's always interesting how no matter what, we'll know all of this, and plenty of people will know about this, but we don't do it.
It's because
And-
there's so much in life
It's
that we overdo.
it's like we'll be like we'll know what we need to do, but the actual doing it part is for people, and like us included, is really hard.
It's the lack
like,
of motivation.
It's not really it is the lack of motivation, but also because no one else is doing it.
Yeah.
The only people that are doing it are
fit.
crazy fit, and if you don't, there's the people that are half doing it, but they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The thing about our society is they are sheep. They follow anything. There's this one study that's done that people are sitting in a room that bursts into flames, and only one of them is a real dude, and everyone else is instructed to not care. And the guy will stay there for 15 minutes while the other people are sitting there because they don't want to be the standout in the crowd because, oh, you're freaking out because they're in the fire, but there's nothing to worry about. Everyone else is sitting still. But it's the same way with diet. No one's dieting, and when they do, they always fail. So you were like, oh, I'm not gonna diet.
Well, there's like the consequences of something. Like if you did like a diet and then like at the time it just didn't work out for you, you just think this is what happened. So that's what happens to me.
The only people that
I don't
succeed
care.
is try again, you know. And no one wants
Nobody
to try
has.
again something that is so time consuming.
Yeah, nobody has that like motivation.
Well, not nobody, but I feel like it's just really hard to get that
It's-
kind of motivation.
Yeah. If you don't have support, yeah, that's another thing.
You can have all the
Is-
support you can get.
Like, you can want to do something, but if you don't get the support for it, it's most likely just not going to happen. Because, and, you know, not everyone's lucky like that.
Unless you're one of those people that's like, oh,
Passionate.
nobody believed in me, I'll show them.
Yeah,
But
that's
also,
not
but that's
that
also
common,
a type
though.
of
That's based
also a type
on,
of motivation.
yeah, but that's based on sadness. This
That's
one's based on happiness. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like the people, I've time and again wanted to improve, but then you always fall back into your old habits.
you have to come
And-
down to the point where you're really done with the problem. Like, no, everyone else can tell you that it's a problem, but it's not a problem until you start caring about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is if you're still in your old habits where that's what makes you happy, those habits, then you're not gonna get anywhere.
The problem is, like, people they'll never come, they won't come back until they see that what they're doing is bad for them.
Most
Like,
people
that's
that
why when you
lose-
see people successfully go back from 500 plus pounds all the way down to 155 is the people that realize that they have a problem at the end. But sometimes it's too late.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that most people that
Most times
like
it's too
end
late.
up being very thin or like got like pushed out and like actually was able to see that, they ended up seeing that because they got like some kind of like sadness or depression.
Not necessarily.
Something happens.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
that's major.
you're gonna be sad, but everyone gets sad about something.
Because most of the people that I see are like, yeah, I lost weight because I went through a horrible breakup or something.
It's not all the time just trauma. You go through it, and then you get really, really sad, and
It's
not
to the
that's
point where you have to individually make the decision that you want to change.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing for people who try to.
And that's why sometimes traumatic things brings that to a person.
Yeah,
but
a lot
not
of
not all the time. Sometimes it could just like for me, I've never had a like. No one's really ever made fun of me for being a little overweight. No one's ever, you know. But every time I look in the mirror, I still get, you know, self-body issues or self-image issues. And honestly, actually, if you think about it, it's because of media. Media is what gives people self-image issues because if I had a
Perfect people.
quarter for every time I saw a perfect dude with a perfect body, I'm like yeah, like
many quarters to you, sir.
yes, but like so many quarters because and so when you see that, it tells yourself you tell
You
yourself
need to look like
I need to look like that in order to be happy with my life.
You know,
But-
it's like women get a lot of body positivity stuff. Like, it's good for them. You know.
yeah, I know,
Like,
but
we don't
that's-
see that for guys a lot.
Yeah, men don't tell each other like, "Oh, you're doing good" type thing. It's
unless
because-
you're best friends, like
Yeah,
Unless you're
Yeah,
best friends.
because
The
it's because
homies
guys
are really
don't like showing emotion.
yeah, but the homies will tell you.
But what I'm trying
Like
to
Chris
say
over here.
is nothing really. I'm deciding to make the
tomboy.
choice, and you know, I've been working out, and I've been trying to focus on my eating a little bit better. But
And it's
I
going
didn't make
great.
the
You
choice.
look
I didn't.
great.
Thank you. I didn't make the choice because of any trauma or anything, but just because I was so tired of being unhappy of the way I look. I was just so tired of just looking at myself and not just hating myself. You know.
Yeah.
And,
But
so-
this is, you know, I think that's good, but let's bring it a little more positive.
Sorry,
I think you look great. I think a lot of us, we're all getting older. What has happened in our lives that's been going on? What's new?
Nothing really, to be honest.
Something cool. My car got ran into. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty pod.
That's pretty funny. And you know what's even funnier? I know the person, and he's sitting right next to me.
Yes, sir. Backed out of my driveway, just like little skid. That's okay.
It was funny because at the time I didn't know at all. I was in his house, and I accidentally spilled animal crackers all over his floor, and I thought he was gonna be mad when he walked in. And I said, "Hey man, I'm really sorry. I spilled animal crackers on your floor." And then he just comes in straight face and says, "It's okay. I just scratched your car."
Yes, sir.
It was really fun. It was a really fun day.
It was
You know,
Very stressful day.
very.
But you know what?
interesting.
It ended with a really sunny day. You gotta think of the positives.
And Chris blamed it all on me.
Yeah.
All
on Ender. If Ender didn't come hang out with the boys. If he came, never would have happened.
Yeah, because then, I would have parked a little bit further.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Andrew says we're still in the driveway.
What the heck? Okay.
All right. But if we want to go back to the mind, let's take it a little bit more positive.
I thought we were going to talk about what we have been doing.
Oh yeah, sorry. Andrew, what have you been doing?
I've been streaming, and that's fun. And on my break days, I've just been doing like coding. So I did. So right now, since I'm coding for games, I have to learn C#, and also in school I learned a little bit of Python and a little bit of Linux. So
That's really cool.
that's gonna suck.
Well, but it's really cool that you're learning at a time where, learning is a choice. Because, it is summer. Hopefully you guys have been eating good, having fun, going to beaches. Have you guys gone to the beach this summer?
Nope.
We have to. Because I went to a river, but it was really fun.
I say 4th of July.
4th of July, well, actually,
Go to the beach.
we are going to the beach.
So you can.
I think you guys should go to the beach too. It's really fun.
Good time. Very good time.
Good time. It's like watching the sun, or watching as the sand and the sun gets bright and then dark again. Beautiful stuff.
Absolutely stunning.
I think it's kind of cool about the mental health of the person.
Yeah.
And especially what can change the mindset.
You can't really tell who's going through it.
Yeah.
What do you think are some signs that are things? What are things that reflect a healthy person? Like you think, oh yeah, they're probably healthy.
I think a good, let me see, a good lack of how much people.
Yeah,
That's really tough
it
because
is tough.
you really can never know what's going on in someone's head unless they tell you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because like you see the people that are laughing the most, and it's crazy because I would like back when I was really sad, I was like, man, I wish I laughed like that person because I don't know how it is to be that happy. But I just found out they're a laughing person because they're also sad. You know,
Some sad people are just. Well, some people are that laugh a lot are actually really sad.
it's
Wanna laugh it
crazy
off.
though. That's crazy. No, but like
Sad.
genuine. It seems like such genuine laughter.
Yeah.
yeah, well, because it is. Maybe it is, and looking like they are a laughy person because that's their escape from being sad is being with people that make them laugh, and so they laugh extra hard, because they. That's just my thought process. Is that when you're sad and you're and then you become a laughy person, you laugh easily because you want anything to think about other than what you've already been thinking about, whatever it is.
It's kind of funny that Kel was like, let's take it to the positive.
Yeah, and then we
Oh,
make
yeah.
it really
Positive.
depressing.
Well, speaking of the positive, you know what makes me happy? Gaming with the boys, especially with this new game coming out, Valorant. We've had a lot of good games on that game. I think you should go look for the game. Because
You just gave Valorant a free plug.
I'm just saying, really
Valorant
fun.
sponsor this
Valorant is
podcast.
good.
Let's talk about a good play that we've had. What do you guys think?
I think I'm garbage at the game.
I've gotten 2 4Ks in one match.
Put down in the comments your favorite top play with your friends.
Unless you're not a gamer.
Unless you're not a gamer. I mean, it could be any game. It could be Uno.
Probably play Minecraft on console, and that's totally fine.
Probably don't play hard mode.
Go stop dogging him.
Loser.
No, what the heck? This is a sponsor. Anyways, what is? Oh, well, we're not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah,
This is just,
we're not sponsored by anything.
Totally not with
yes,
We're
just
sponsored by all hot tub companies.
Yeah, we're all hot tub companies want us.
Hot tub companies, give us your hot tubs.
Give us your hot tub.
Send in a hot tub if you find
Send in
us.
your finest hot tub.
Anyways.
So we can do a podcast in it.
Another
Speaking
one.
of video games, what is your guys' favorite video game, and what is the best play if it is part of the boys, or the famous or best memory
Well, let's say what's the best video game
of all time in your opinion?
in like for our generation?
Alright,
Oh,
go.
Definitely Minecraft. The statistics make it because it's the best game in the world.
Well, I thought it was more of a personal.
Oh, is it personal?
Yeah.
But definitely Terraria. Terraria is my favorite. Famous and favorite game that I come back to every day.
Okay.
Chris.
Me? Also Terraria. I've been hooked on Terraria for a very long time, so it's kind of like a comfort game. You know?
Yeah, you
It's-
get back to it.
Yeah, that's one of those games that you're like, man, no other game has been very interesting to me recently. And then your heart's always like, Terraria.
Okay.
Like, alright, I'm up on the Terraria grind.
Let's go to Xander.
I can't really think of any.
What's the best genre?
Ender, he said modern games.
Well, you could.
Well,
it
you
could
can
be
say any game.
You said modern.
Well,
I
I
said
said
modern.
I mean,
Or
yes,
you-
modern game, but I guess you could be. It's like if it's a personal thing, then it's a game in general that is a good game.
No. Because like, if we go into the past, then we can't talk about like.
Okay, I guess best game at the moment to you
At the moment,
Yeah, the moment.
that you think will be.
I've gotta say, I've been playing a lot of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Is it really good?
It's fun. Okay,
Is it like the
I
old
remember
Xbox
that.
one that came out?
Is it the old Xbox one or the old
rehydrated.
GameCube
It's
one?
Oh,
remade.
it's the
The-
remake.
Yeah, it's a remake.
That's so cool.
Sick.
Is that the
And-
one where you drive the boats and like races and stuff?
No,
What's
It's
what's the one where you can turn into Danny Phantom?
that is not
That's
SpongeBob.
not SpongeBob. That's
No,
the
That's
no,
a game.
crossover.
That's a GameCube game for Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was a bunch of people.
No,
It's
but this
the
one's
crossover.
just SpongeBob.
No. Remember the one
Uh,
where he could ride down that pink slide with his tongue?
The jelly.
The jelly one.
Is that that one?
I don't think so.
From the Xbox?
There
It
was
was
No,
for the
that's what-
GameCube
that
and
was-
PS2.
That's Sponge Square.
I think I have it.
But
Sponge
it's
Square Bob.
it's a platformer collectathon. But at first I'm like, man, this is like really easy, and you know, like I mean, I have fun with it because I can have fun with easy games. But then it started getting hard. It actually got like pretty hard later in the game, which I was not expecting because it's technically a kid's game. And
You should watch you play it when you get back in.
yeah, but I just gotta say, it is pretty fun. And the only sad thing about it is that they don't have the original voice actor for Mr. Krabs or Mermaid Man.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I heard that Mr. Krabs' voice actor, he was voicing another game. And so he
Detroit?
couldn't. No, not Detroit. It was some. I don't remember what it was called, but he was voicing another game, and he just couldn't do it. And so they got some like 17-year-old like dude. They're like, okay, just do a pirate voice, and then I'm just saying, it sounds terrible. It doesn't sound like Mr. Krabs
That's
in the
not
slightest.
bad, man.
And so, yeah.
Well, that was like watching regular show just a little while ago. Somebody else is playing Muscle Man, and it was very weird sounding.
Yeah.
Like,
That's so odd.
it was only for like one episode.
Well, I know, but Muscle Man, Benson, and Pops are the same dude.
Yeah, I
So
know. It was really
how
weird.
would they get Benson and Pops without Muscle Man?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
think that they pay for each character, the voices?
I don't know.
because it's their own production company.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was just really weird because it was like one episode, and he has it was the fist pump episode. He has like maybe 3 lines in the entire show, but he sounds nothing like himself. It's super
I
weird.
think it's because it's one of the first episodes. They
True.
they weren't really their characters weren't really refined. Also, my favorite game. Let's get to
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say.
I know what it is. It's either Gary's Mod or Dying Light. Because Dying Light was crazy.
Making a second Dying. I think it's already out.
Yeah,
Is it
no,
second Dying Light.
Already out?
I think so.
It's not yet.
Oh.
It should be out soon.
I thought I
it
saw
said,
it-
it
I
said
thought
it was
I
gonna
saw
come out
an
this
ad
summer.
It said summer 2020. It's supposed to be coming out.
So we don't know when it's gonna come out,
But
but it's
what,
coming out soon.
like,
I'm just waiting for waiting for Cyberpunk to come out.
When does that come
I'm
out?
definitely buying Dying Light, and I don't care if you guys don't have it. I'm playing through the entire campaign.
I said I would play it with you.
No, I know,
But we
I
don't
said
know
if you
if
guys
it's
don't buy it.
Oh, the second one.
No. How about we do this? Have you not
Since
finished the first
Dying
one?
Light 1 is
You have to
so...
play the
Why don't you... Since
You wanna
Dying
play
Light
more?
1 is
Yeah.
so fast, why don't you play Dying Light 1 on the... before it releases, and then you play
Dying Light 2 with the boys.
So is Cody's done?
Well, I'm saying Dying Light or Gary's Mod because I think the amount of fun that I've had with the boys on those are immeasurable compared to any other game. I've never laughed harder
Than while playing
Mod
Gary's Mod.
than while playing Gary's Mod, and I've never had so much. I've never finished a game or grinded as hard as I ever did with Dying Light.
Yeah.
I finished that game in 2 days with multiple people, and I need to finish it with you.
Yeah.
Gotta say, it's probably gonna be expected from you guys.
Is it Counter-Strike?
Yeah, it's CS.
And the bubbles are off.
Awesome.
And
Silence.
all right. And the reason I picked CS is because, as Cody said, for like Gary's Mod and Dying Light, like that's like when he laughed the hardest. I'm gonna say that's when I laughed the hardest in CS, and that's how I met my friends in middle school through Anthony and Aiden.
Ah.
Yeah, I met them through CS and got closer to them through CS, and I've made
Tons of online friends.
I've made tons of online friends in like competitive in that game, and I've played for so long in it, and it's brought me to Valorant, where I've actually met a lot more people that have played CS.
But that's really cool, and I think, as you said, you were going to stream, or you are streaming right now.
Yeah, and the people that I've found actually stream themselves. So it's very nice to be able to like have CS, which brought me to so many people and like got me through like a lot of stuff and having fun with you guys.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's one of the best games I've ever like had.
Good say.
Yeah,
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's really great because I think, everybody has their thing. And friend groups, I think we all have been friends because of games somewhat. I feel like that's how we stayed together.
Yeah, especially through this quarantine that's going on.
Yeah.
If we didn't have, our computers, we wouldn't have spoken to each other for a very
Very
hung
long
out with
time.
each other for a very long time because we just couldn't. But since we were able to just get online and play, it really kept us together and just
Made quarantine not horrible.
oh yeah, definitely.
Well, it was never horrible for me, but because that's my
We
daily
never
lifestyle.
addressed this quarantine thing. Yes, Corona. I hope you guys are staying safe.
Yes. Well, you earlier you were asking about our lives, and I don't have much going on, and it's because quarantine kind of slows things down. Honestly,
It does.
like it makes it so that usually with regular life you usually have stuff to talk about, but with quarantine it just everything slows down, and it just I don't know, slows down. It's like
I've got the opposite opinion on that one.
Well, okay,
it really goes down to
It depends on your daily life.
depends on how you just spend your life and
Yeah.
how content you are with it.
Yeah, because for me, like, compared to Zandy's, my life has been, like, actually fast forwarded since quarantine because I thought that school basically kind of slowed me down in what I wanted to do. So, like, every time I wanted to stream and all that, I didn't have the 3 to 4 hours that I wanted to do. And every time that I wanted to do, like, programming, school made it so programming was a lot harder for me and I didn't have a good time. So, like, doing everything by myself and learning it by myself is a lot easier than going through school.
All right. And that's why I think it's really good to talk about, what makes us happy, what's going on in our lives. And I think that's really why we should end it. I think this was a really good time. Bringing us together. And also Cody's getting out. So
Yeah, so...
see you guys next time on the Hot Tub
Tub
Podcast.
Podcast.
I don't know what episode it is, but make sure to stream it and have fun.
4 or 5.
4 or 5, I don't know.
All
But
right.
yeah, have fun. I hope you enjoyed this relaxing Hot Tub Podcast.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.